What's up, guys? It's Gardy B with the Jenkins and Jonez show. As always, I'm here with my good internet buddies, Dragonfly Jones, a.k.a. Tyler.
What's up, guys?
With Jethro Jenkins, a.k.a. John.
What's up, bubbas? And if you fuck with us, you want to see more of our content, please jump on YouTube and subscribe to our channel.
I just have to see this as him joining up with John in a hatred of Indianapolis. That he, on the road, got two white people in Indianapolis kicked out of courtside seats. I knew as soon as I saw the clip of him pointing him, I knew they said some crazy shit because he does not usually.
He's never done that. He
does not usually, well, these guys, I mean, they can get people kicked out in a more subtle way, but when someone actually stops the game, you know what I mean?
Because get these motherfuckers out of here. I'm
not playing another second until these motherfuckers are out of here, and what was crazy was on the internet.com, people actually were defending the people before they found out what they said, which is like, what did you think they said? You thought they said he's a bum or something?
But I think people still were, the people that were defending them still were defending them afterwards. It's a particular type of motherfucker that would see that and not know that some dumb shit there's some evil shit. I ain't gonna say dumb, evil shit was said. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, Bron has been the most hated player in the league since that summer 2010 after the decision. The shit that he has heard his whole fucking career, going back to Cleveland of all places, going back to Miami where there's some fans there who still hate him, for leaving. For him to lose his shit like that, he heard some foul shit. And, like you said, John, the people who are still siding with him, they hate Bron regardless. And there's nothing that they think anyone can do to cross a line to, disrespect Bron. So fuck those people too.
I mean, go ahead, Mike. You about to say something?
I was just gonna say, I think also even taking Bron out of it, because the same stuff came up with Russ in Utah. There is definitely a kind of white sports fan that strongly believes that if they buy a ticket, everything after that is their product that they have already purchased. You know what I mean? Like, I could say whatever I want. I could do whatever I want. I could get drunk and be as big of an asshole as I want. Those kind of fans, quite honestly, aside from the cost, are actually a bigger part of why we don't take our kids to a lot of sporting events, like pro sporting events. I prefer taking them to high school and college stuff because it's less of that. You know what I mean? I don't care if you're a baseball game, a football game, or an NBA game. Like, there's people who just I don't care if your 6-year-old son is sitting in front of me. I'm going to yell this foul shit at a millionaire for the entire game. And so you couple that kind of fan with the emotions that exist about Bron. And yeah, I'm honestly almost unfortunately surprised that this doesn't happen more often.
It's a sports fan that's never had getting punched in the face as a consequence.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And we really need to work on that. Okay. As a society, we should allow more punching in the motherfucking face. The NBA need to figure that shit out, where a motherfucking get their ass skull dragged on national motherfucking television for saying some wild, evil shit. You know what I mean? I would love to see Savannah one-on-one with that motherfucking devil. You know what I mean?
Devil. That jackal.
With
that devil kissing a jackal in the mouth couple.
In the mouth with that motherfucking devil. With that demon. I would love to see her exercise that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? In a one-on-one situation. You feel me? Get that evil up out of her. You know what I mean? And see how smug and how big her motherfucking mouth is after that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I've been dealing with I've been wondering how would I figure out somebody bullying my child? And one of the options I thought of, maybe I'll beat that child's dad ass in front of that child and be like, this is your fault, little motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You gonna calm your ass down talking to my shorty, or I'm gonna beat your dad's ass again. You feel me? That's probably not the way. You know what I mean? But if somebody would have stuck that motherfucker, that dude she was with, and blamed it on her, I wouldn't have been mad at that either. You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be some consequences for motherfuckers being out here talking sideways in that way. He's threatening a lot. You wish death upon his child and think that's cool? Motherfuckers get killed for less. You know what I mean? For real, if somebody would have said that shit out in the open, butt naked in the wild, and that motherfucker is not breathing after that, I'd understand that shit. You feel what I'm saying? And so they out here saying this shit at games. They need to get they motherfucking ass drug up and down the street. One good time, and they'll shut the fuck up, and I guarantee that shit. That's the medicine they need, is an ass whooping. You feel me?
We need Artest and Steven Jackson on hand at as much games as possible to restore this type of order. But yeah, but going to you know what,
the order.
Yeah, but going to like you know, going off what you said and what Mike said about how we don't see this shit at like high school games, and it goes back to how motherfuckers know there will be consequences if you say this shit at a high school game. Like if you say, "Yo, hey, 28, you're a fucking bum, get off the field." 28's pops is gonna come see you.
You're gonna talk to
bleachers.
someone about that.
Yeah, right. So number 28's pops is gonna come see you in those fucking bleachers if you talking that reckless. So yeah, I mean that's, you know, people say violence isn't the answer, but it is sometimes.
Oh, it is.
You make a great point.
There's nuance to life, and violence is the answer sometimes.
Violence is frequently the answer. Violence is very frequently the answer, and that John's going through the same thing I did as a dad, where you have to figure out ways to translate your love into things other than violence. Because I used to do the same thing when my kids were babies, like, I wish someone would bump this fucking stroller right now. You know, you just don't know how to express it. The power of your love otherwise than like, I will take someone's head off their body for you, you little baby.
when I'm driving and shit, you know what I mean? Like with my shorty, I don't know how everybody drives like a dickhead. And I was one of them dickheads. I don't see why a motherfucker didn't snatch me out my whip and beat my motherfucking ass. I was real lucky. You know what I mean? I've been thinking like, nigga, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
You remember the story Mero told when he was on here about being in the parking lot with this kid.
Bro, and I'm surprised some dad didn't do me bad out here, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Because nigga, like, but yeah, I get it, bro. Like, but I mean, to say something like that out loud, bro, you're evil. You're evil. That's demonic shit. And whatever comes with that, comes with that. And I ain't got no sympathy for you. And it can go anywhere with it. And I ain't got no sympathy. Fuck that. You know what I mean? And she looked like it was like, woe is me. I get kicked out of the game for, wishing death on a child. Nigga, get your ass whooped. Please, somebody drag this motherfucker. There should be somebody on hand. If not Artest, we should have somebody on hand with them hands at all times, ready to beat a fan's ass on the way out the motherfucking arena. You know what I'm saying?
I think Tyler like kind of blew my mind though, making his point about it really is all about consequences. And the smaller the interaction, the greater the consequence, right? If someone said something like that to any of us individually, obviously you know what's going to happen, right? If you say that at a high school game, 90% chance or whatever, right? Someone's going to get an NBA game. Who knows how many people at that game said the same shit and then just were far enough away that they couldn't hear him or whatever. Twitter.com, no one could do shit to you. You're sitting at home, on the thing. Like, so it's wild. It's wild that as you remove that out. And I think it also kind of gets in part to why some of the moral codes of religions were created by people in power, that they're like, we got to find a way to make people think,
because we gonna get
that sword is right here. Because otherwise, yeah, for sure. Like,
there'll be a nigga and some hokers talking shit to your ass on Twitter. You know what I mean? When they really would get their ass beat in real life, if it wasn't for these moral codes, nigga, fuck that.